Hi, this is your host. In today's video, we will be looking at the 5 theories that may explain how the Maya civilization suddenly collapsed. The Maya civilization was an ancient Mesoamerican civilization that existed in the Yucatan Peninsula of what is now Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize. At its peak in the 9th century, it covered an area of more than 40,000 square miles and had a population of around 10 million people. But by the 10th century, most Maya cities were abandoned and the civilization as a whole seemed to have disintegrated almost overnight. Archaeologists have put forward many theories to try to explain this, ranging from climate change to war and overpopulation. So let us take a look at 5 of the most popular theories to find out why the Maya civilization collapsed. No. 5. Drought and famine. One of the leading theories as to why the Maya civilization collapsed is that a severe drought led to famine and warfare. Supporters of this theory point to evidence of a significant climate shift around the 8th and 9th centuries, which would have caused widespread crop failure and malnutrition. This would have led to increased warfare as different groups fought over dwindling resources. And there is evidence of a lot more warfare during this time period. However, droughts do not typically last for more than a few years, and it is unlikely that they would cause the collapse of an entire civilization. So, while drought and famine may have played a role in the decline of the Maya, it is unlikely that they were the sole cause. No. 4. Overpopulation. Another theory to explain the collapse of the Maya civilization is overpopulation. When the Maya population reached around 10 million in the 9th century, it put a strain on the environment. As more people meant more demand for food and other resources, this may have led to deforestation, soil erosion, and the depletion of freshwater sources. This theory is supported by evidence of soil erosion and the abandonment of some agricultural lands around this time period. However, overpopulation alone is unlikely to have caused the collapse of the Maya civilization. Other civilizations have been able to support much larger populations without falling into decline. Number 3. Trade disruption. The Maya were involved in a lot of trade with other Mesoamerican civilizations, including the Aztecs and the Toltecs. If trade with these civilizations was disrupted, it could have caused the Maya to collapse. Supporters of this theory point to evidence of a decline in trade during the 9th and 10th centuries, as well as the rise of new trade routes and the introduction of new goods into the Maya area. While trade disruption may have contributed to the decline of the Maya, it is unlikely that it was the sole cause. No. 2. War and conquest. Throughout their history, the Maya were constantly at war with neighboring cities. By the 9th century, the Maya were ruled by a number of powerful kings who competed against each other for power and resources. This constant warfare may have eventually weakened the Maya, making them vulnerable to outside conquest. Supporters of this theory point to evidence of a significant increase in warfare during the 9th and 10th centuries, as well as the arrival of outside invaders in the Yucatan Peninsula around this time. However, there is no clear evidence that the Maya were conquered by outside invaders. And while warfare may have played a role in their decline, it is unlikely that it was the sole cause. No. 1. The Itza. The Itza were a group of Maya people who lived in the Yucatan Peninsula. During the 9th and 10th centuries, they were known for their advanced knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and agriculture. According to legend, the Itza were led by a great king named Yaknum Tuk, who was known for his wisdom and intelligence. Under his rule, the Itza built great cities and temples and became very wealthy through trade. However, the Itza were eventually overthrown by the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. The Spanish chronicler Diego de Landa wrote that the Itza were a warlike people who practiced human sacrifice and that they were eventually defeated by the Spanish because of their lack of metal weapons. However, this account is highly biased and should be taken with a grain of salt. Some historians believe that the Itza were actually a peaceful and highly advanced civilization that was destroyed by the Spanish conquistadors simply because they did not want to convert to Christianity. There is some evidence to support this theory, such as the fact that the Itza kept detailed records of their history and culture, which the Spanish tried to destroy. Additionally, the Itza had a sophisticated system of agriculture that allowed them to grow crops in the harsh environment of the Yucatan Peninsula. This system of agriculture may have been highly advanced for the time period and may have been very different from anything the Spanish had seen before. Unfortunately, much of the Itzos history has been lost due to the efforts of the Spanish conquistadors. However, there is still much to learn about this fascinating civilization and their contributions to the ancient world. Thanks for watching! Let us know in the comments below which theory you think may be true. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. See you next time!